About a mile from the Great Central Railway in Leicestershire, halfway along the Mountsorrel branch line, is the Mountsorrel and Rothley Community Heritage Centre, and it's home to a recently completed remarkable restoration project. From a pile of pieces, with no timbers and no diagrams to work from, they've brought a 200-year-old railway bridge back to life.
I'm Steve Cramp, I'm the manager at the Mountsorrel and Rothley Community Heritage Centre. We're opening Robert Stephenson's lift bridge, which he designed in 1834 and was built down in Leicester. Played a very important role in the city of Leicester's development, because without the bridge, the coal from the Colville coalfields wouldn't have been able to get to the factories and the houses that needed it. The railway used to sit just maybe 4 or 5 feet above the canal, so the bridge needed to go up and down by probably another 4.5 feet or so to allow the barges to pass underneath. So it has quite a simple winding handle system, a bit like a canal lock windlass system. So you just wind away, it goes click, 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 and you can actually lift a bridge deck that weighs like 6 tons just because of the counterweights on each corner. So it effectively reduces the weight down to maybe 100, 150 kilos or so. So it's not impossible to lift by hand.
After the railway closed, the bridge was put on display at the Abbey pumping station in Leicester, albeit as a static exhibit. Then it moved to the Snibston Discovery Centre in Colville, but when that closed, its future looked bleak.
All the timber was burnt by the county councils. It was deemed to not be of any use. It couldn't be saved, so it was only the ironwork components that remained, and that went into storage. So we spoke to the council, said, look, why don't you give it to us, and what we want to do is put it back together. We want to make it rail connected again, and we want to make it actually work. So, we came up with a good sales pitch, but in trying to do all those things, it does make it sound a bit impossible, because we did have a heck of a job to make it work again. It was like taking all the insides out of Big Ben and just giving you a pile of cogs and gears. There must have been some 300 pieces, ranging from, like I say, little nuts and bolts all the way through to the big gears you can see and the axles and so on. So we had to work out how everything went back together, and we only had photos to work to. So yeah, it was a lot of bed scratching. It's taken 5 years from when it came to actually as we stand here now. We finished the main part of the bridge works last July. There was still a lot of things to do from there, such as the recreation of the signage on the ends, and also the granite sets and so on, because we wanted to try and create the bridge approaches as near as we could to what they were originally.
Reinstating the bridge has also given the team the chance to upgrade it, to do something it never used to.
It's quite hard to make a structure that was built in 1834 comply with modern standards as far as structural and lifting is concerned. So we did cheat on that, and as you can see, we sat it on a concrete slab on the ground, which basically removes all the stress from the deck, so it's no longer spanning a gap, because the original bridge never carried a locomotive over it. All the wagons were horse-drawn across the bridge. So we don't have any horses, and we also have a problem with a 1 in 30 gradient up at the front, which the horse might struggle to pull the wagon up, and then when it goes back down, it'll be struggling to keep ahead of the wagon as it's chasing after it. We'll use a locomotive to push a wagon over, which you'll see this morning. This is the only weekend though this year that we're planning on actually running trains across the bridge, so this is quite a special weekend this year.
It was part of something, a major part of something, that made modern Leicester and Leicestershire absolutely stunning. It really is, and it's absolutely amazing to be able to celebrate what you've done.
I mean, this was very much a team effort. There was about 20 of our volunteers working on the project, but our volunteer Nigel Copson, he was the lift bridge project leader, and he did most of the work himself. He's put his heart and soul into this, so he's top man to date.